The Ready, Set, Grow podcast is sponsored by Ag Expert, software designed for Canadian agriculture. Visit them today at agexpert.ca.
Welcome to the Ready, Set, Grow podcast, where we like to showcase startup and early stage companies, as well as visit with innovators in the agriculture and food industry. My name is Michael with RH Accelerator, and today we're here with Mohammad Khodabakhshi and Hassan Nejad with DigiTrack Systems. I just wanted to thank both of you for joining me today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Hassan, can you take us through your background a little bit?
Sure. Well, I'm technically a chemical engineer. I've got my bachelor's and master's in chemical engineering and PhD in process engineering from Memorial University of Newfoundland. And after that, I got mostly involved. I got involved in a few industrial complexes. One was research and development, but after that, I got mostly involved with food industries. And I got several years of industrial experience in food manufacturing. Specifically infant formula producing, where the recall process is extremely important. So during those years of working in food industries, I realized there is opportunities for a novel technique or a novel idea to take care of one big part of supply chain in food industries. And that is why we started this startup after my PhD and then several years in food industries.
Awesome. Mohammad, could you give us your quick background?
Yes, sure. Actually, my background is in chemical engineering as well. I got my bachelor and MSc in chemical engineering, advanced chemical engineering. And then I started working in industry. I used to work in oil industry. After that, I used to work as a process engineer in car industry for about a year. And then I decided to go for my PhD. I started my PhD at University of Guelph in environmental engineering. And currently I'm a PhD candidate at University of Guelph. And I work as a teacher assistant and research assistant on campus at University of Guelph.
So I know you guys launched your DigiTrack systems recently in 2021 here. Hesam, could you take us through a little bit about what the company is and what your product is?
Sure. Well, DigiTrack is a unique platform that plans to bring together the supplier, the distributor, and the consumer or the customer of food products, generally speaking, food products. And to create that unique platform, we need to know that recall processes in food industries are very expensive, are hurting the reputation of different countries, and the techniques used are obsolete. So during those years that I was in the food industry, I realized that there is very, very significant opportunity to reduce the cost involved with recall processes, the connection between the supplier, the distributor, and the consumer. It's very expensive. It's basically use a lot of resources, and the technologies used are very, very old. We launched this platform, and it's still in the development phase. But the long-term plan is to completely digitalize and visualize the entire supply chain from from the time that the food is actually produced until it's delivered to the customer. So whenever the supplier wants to recall a product, they can do it by one click. Right now, it's not just time consuming. Up to 60 days can take for a product to be recalled and verified it's recalled and it's taken off the shelves. And that can be very dangerous to public health. But it also takes a lot of resources and a lot of money to call, to email, to get in touch with the distributor or basically the warehouse where it is, and to find that item to be recalled. So our plan is to not just digitalize the entire supply chain, but make it very, very easy for the supplier to be able to recall their product.
Mohammad, do you want to take us a little bit through the platform itself?
Yes, sure. Actually, DigiTrack Systems focuses on implementing the recall and tracking process in food and agriculture industries faster and efficient. As you know, recall process in food and agriculture industries is vital since a contaminated product imposes direct risk to the public health. The recall process followed by most of the manufacturers and distributors is implemented by traditional means, such as telephone calls, fax, or emails, which is not fast and efficient enough, and it is hard to get a communication confirmation. And this is even more problematic for the end consumers. The only ways to be informed about a new released recall event is either via news or visiting CFIA-related websites, which most of the times is not a timely procedure. The idea behind DigiTrack systems is to provide an exclusive cloud-based platform to connect all the touch points from the manufacturer to the end consumer, which makes the entire recall process fast and efficient. And in addition, the platform employs an AI, ML technology to instantly notify the end consumers. The cloud-based platform gives the ability to manufacturers and distributors to upload their product information, then manage their supply chain, visually track their product, and in case of a recall event, implement the procedure in a timely and efficient manner and get the final report in a short time. Also, the end consumers are able to send a picture of their product to the platform using text message. The image is processed using an artificial intelligence and machine learning technology and sent them all the essential information about the product. In addition, in case of a recall event from that specific brand, the end consumer will receive a notification text. So the platform includes two parts. The first one is for the manufacturer and distributors as the paying customers. And the second part is a free application for public to install on their cell phones and use it.
Awesome. The one thing that I've noticed working with a lot of small businesses and companies they have trouble getting sort of the consumers as well as producers and retailers to really embrace new technology. What is your plan to get these three groups to break away from like what they're currently doing? It's easy for them. They really don't want to switch. So how can you make their lives better and get this information moving faster?
So I believe you're 100% correct. There's always some resistance to change especially in big manufacturers. So it would be up to us. We are not just entrepreneurs or self-employed people. We are going to be salespeople. We need to clearly come up with facts and a complete market research to explain to the manufacturer the benefits of the product we're offering. Again, we can actually do a complete research and a market research and come up with numbers, how much they're going to save if they join our platform, not just in direct costs, in labor costs or in recall costs, basically, if a recall happens, and it usually happens in food industries, but in indirect costs. The amount of human resources they need to put through and the amount of basically work that they need to put when a product is recalled to reach Health Canada, to reach every single seller. And not just those costs, but saving the time and the energy when they can actually do it by a simple click or basically find a product, mention it's recalled, and every single seller or a consumer is informed. So that's one part of it. The other part that we can come up with and explain it to the manufacturer is the compliance section, because every recall's liability is on the manufacturer. So to take the product off the shelves. So when you have a verifiable product, you don't need to be worried about has the seller basically received it? Has the distributor received our request, received our call or email? There's no way to verify it. So if Health Canada wants to verify using our platform, you can say, okay, this message was received at this time to this person, and this is the proof that they actually received the recall. So the liability is off the shoulders of the manufacturers, and now it's up to the distributor and the basically seller to take care of taking it off the shelves, so we can basically protect public health as soon as possible. So I believe when you come up with those facts of saving time, saving energy, saving direct and indirect costs, you may be able to reduce that resistance that's usually there in industry.
Yeah, that making sure that it can be very timely information for the consumer, because things, even a day, can make a big change between when things are recalled and what products are even consumed by the end customer.
Exactly, yeah.
Mohammad, I was lucky enough to get you to see your pitch for the Griffin's Lair pitch competition. Can you just take us a little bit through that? I know you won the People's Choice Award, so congratulations. And so just talk a little bit about that process.
Thank you. Yeah. Actually, in Guelph Lair pitch, we were not 100% ready for that pitch because we didn't have our MVP. But we decided to present our idea for the people, because people always look at the idea, not the specific product that you are going to present. So we started to present our idea, and I think that people loved our idea. So it was a good experience for us, visiting many professional people during the Lair, and I just want to thank those people who voted for us.
Yeah, I know that like working with a lot of small companies, every time you get out and pitch, and especially something as high profile as this, I don't know, your video on YouTube had over, I think, 3,000 views. And I forget what they said, over 2,500 people voted in the competition. So it's really an honor that you guys were able to win the People's Choice Award. And there was some stiff competition that you had to face, and a lot of those companies were extremely good.
Yeah, actually, some people told me during the event that when we buy something like a food or medicine for our children, we always are worried about how to get the recall notification. We always go to check the news and check the websites for that and to consume that food. And this application can help those people to, be sure about the product that their children are consuming. So I think that's why they loved the idea behind DigiTrack systems.
Hesam, can you take us through some of the other resources that you've used starting up?
So at the very beginning, I have to mention that we have a third member who is a PhD candidate in artificial intelligence, AI, and he was one of the basically the technology people involved in this startup, because Mohammad and I are chemical engineers. We have the idea, but we needed somebody to get it off the ground, basically help us out with the application development and the technological aspects of the idea. So that was one part of it. But besides Accelerator Guelph, we have also been using the services of Queen's Runway program, which is the Queen's University, basically helping the new startups in the Kingston area, because I used to live in Kingston. And plus, after Accelerator Guelph, they actually recommended us to be enrolled in Waterloo Accelerator Center. And they were very generous, actually covering the cost of joining that program. It's a 24 months program, very intense. And based on Waterloo's statistics, they have above 90% profitability of the startups graduating from that program. So we've been trying to get as much resources as possible to grow the startup, especially in the ideation and the development phase. We have been trying to utilize all those resources as much as possible. And it has been fabulous. And we hope that we can continue this way and get as much help as possible from those resources.
Yeah, those are some great resources, and I've heard such great things about the Accelerator Guelph program, as well as the Waterloo Accelerator Center. For a lot of founders, especially first-time founders, they find that after starting their business, there's lot of things that they didn't expect to happen. What would probably the one thing that you two have noticed that has been sort of you wish you knew before you started your business?
The amount of work it needs to start a startup and to get it off the ground. You basically, it's a full-time job. It's almost impossible to do it alone and to do it in a very short amount of time. Even if you have a great idea and you know how to build, what to build, and how to build it, it's still going to be taking a lot of commitment, a lot of hard work, and a lot of time. And you need to be patient. That's something I wish I knew. Because at the very beginning, I was hoping that, okay, where is this going? Why are we not moving fast enough? So now, after a few months at least, I can say that it's a long-term project. You need to be patient. You need to plan ahead. So if there's any advice I can give to the people who are wondering how it would be like to build a startup, I would just say plan ahead, and be patient. It's going to be fruitful. You just need to wait for it to get to that level.
Yeah, and it takes you about 5 years to become an overnight success. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yep. Mohammad, what's one thing that you've sort of realized that you wish you knew before starting this process?
Yeah, I think that everybody who wants to do this process needs to first do a comprehensive market research. The first step that I think it's really important is market research, and also know your competitors. Because if you know your competitors well and you know what they are doing, how they convince the industry to be there, you can be more successful. And also, you need to know your customers and know the needs of your customers. I think if you know these things before you start your developing your product, you will be more successful and also more actually happy. Because when you start developing your product and then after a few months you find out, oh, somebody else is doing this. This can affect you negatively, actually, and then you need to find a way to make yourself a little different or something like that. So if you do a comprehensive market research first and then go for the product, I think that this is my best advice to those who want to do this.
Yeah, that's some great advice. What does the next 12 months or so look like for your product? I know you've recently developed your MVP. So what can we expect to see out of DigiTrack systems?
Yeah, actually, we are going to first finalize our market research. It's not done yet. And then along with this, we are going to first step is to make the interface of the application, the interface, just the interface for now, how it looks, the application. And after 6 months, we will release our application for public, the first application for public use on their cell phones. And the next 6 months, we will release our platform for the manufacturers and distributors. So the first part is the free application for public, because I think that this is more important part of our work, even if it's free. But I think that this part is going to help public health. So, and the second step is to release the main platform for manufacturers and distributors.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to check it out in the next 6 months.
Sure. Yeah.
Before we head out, is there anything else you two would like to talk about?
No, just thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to talk about the startup. And we hope to stay in touch and also see what your next podcast would be. I actually watched a few of your YouTube clips. I really enjoyed it. I hope people enjoy our discussion as well, and looking forward to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you. I was just wondering if people are interested in learning more about DigiTrack systems, or they want to contact either of you two. What would be the best way to do that?
For myself, it would be my LinkedIn.
Okay.
But currently, because we're still working on the application, there's no way to contact us directly through the application. So for my own, it would be best to contact me through LinkedIn. Add me and contact me.
Yeah, actually, both for myself and DigiTrack, people can go to our LinkedIn profiles for now, but our website will be on in next few weeks, and then they can visit the website itself. But for now, we are on LinkedIn. They can just search for DigiTrack systems and then find out.
I just wanted to thank our listeners for tuning into the Ready, Set, Grow podcast. And I think we're all excited to see what you're able to do over the next few months. And we look forward to chatting again in the future.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you so much. It was great to be here.